Have you ever presented an idea to a group and it's met with utter confusion? Or maybe you've been in an argument when the other person suddenly accuses you of not listening to what they're saying at all. What's going on here? The answer is miscommunication, and in some form or another, we've all experienced it. It can lead to confusion, animosity, misunderstanding, or even crashing a multi-million-dollar probe into the surface of Mars. The fact is, even when face-to-face with another person, in the very same room and speaking the same language, human communication is incredibly complex. But the good news is that a basic understanding of what happens when we communicate can help us prevent miscommunication. For decades, researchers have asked what happens when we communicate. One interpretation, called the transmission model, views communication as a message that moves directly from one person to another, similar to someone tossing a ball and walking away. But in reality, this simplistic model doesn't account for communication's complexity. Enter the transactional model, which acknowledges the many added challenges of communicating. With this model, it's more accurate to think of communication between people as a game of catch. As we communicate our message, we receive feedback from the other party. Through the transaction, we create meaning together. But from this exchange, further complications arise. It's not like the Star Trek universe, where some characters can Vulcan mind meld, fully sharing thoughts and feelings. As humans, we can't help but send and receive messages through our own subjective lenses.
Poor communication flow affects not just task performance, but also how employees feel about their roles and the organization. In multicultural organizations, cultural and language differences can result in miscommunication, exclusion, or even workplace tension. This is crucial for people working in diverse settings. They need to understand these differences to mediate and support effectively. With remote work and digital tools, digital miscommunication is a real issue. Therefore, knowing how digital messages affect relationships at work helps in conflict resolution, coaching, and emotional support.
Now let's talk about how to manage organizational communication. Here are some key strategies to manage organizational communication. First, setting the tone. Just like a captain steers a ship, senior management sets the overall style and expectations for communication within the company. This includes things like preferred communication methods, transparency, and professionalism. Second, equipping employees. Effective communication requires skills and knowledge. Training equips employees with the tools they need to communicate effectively, whether it's using team messaging apps, video conferencing platforms, or simply writing clear and concise emails. Third, establishing guidelines. A clear employee handbook acts as a reference point for communication policies. It should outline things like a code of ethics, how to communicate both internally and externally, and appropriate social media usage. Fourth, listening and adapting. Just like in any conversation, effective communication requires listening and responding to feedback. Organizations can use various methods like performance reviews, surveys, and team meetings to understand how communication is working and identify areas for improvement. Fifth, measuring and improving. It's important to track the effectiveness of communication efforts. This can be done through quantitative data like employee retention rates and qualitative data like employee surveys. By analyzing these results, organizations can continuously improve communication strategies and create a more positive work environment for everyone. Implementing these strategies helps build a culture of open communication where information flows freely, fostering collaboration, innovation, and overall success for the organization.